The bloodied ground of the Azure Peak Valley still smolders under the weight of shattered formations and the cries of the fallen. Only a few warriors remain standing, their breaths ragged, eyes fixed on the trembling figure at the valley's center, Asura, whose power now hums like a coiled storm. In recap, Martial God Asura, Chapter 185, Chapter 186, alliances falter, rivalries ignite, and a shadow from the past begins to stir, whispering of consequences too great for any mortal to bear. As the winds carry the scent of iron and incense, every heartbeat seems poised on the edge of disaster, hinting that the next confrontation will reshape the destiny of all who dare to challenge the martial god. The sky darkened like ink spilling across the heavens, and an oppressive silence fell over the mountains. But in that stillness, a single shout pierced the air with the force of a thunderclap. "Chu Feng, I'll kill you!" Yangzi's eyes burned with fury, his pride and desperation igniting his every move. No more begging, no more hesitation. He surged forward like a wild beast cornered, and beside him, Liu Biao's muscles tensed, mirroring the same resolve. Together, they unleashed the full extent of their cultivation, channeling their origin power into devastating rank 5 martial skills. This was no mere skirmish. It was a battle where life itself hung on a knife's edge. From Yangzi's fist and spirit surged a colossal tiger, forged entirely from raw origin power. Its fur shimmered with an eerie vitality, each strand pulsating as though imbued with life. Its roar shook the mountains and rivers, clawed limbs poised to shatter peaks with a single strike. It was the embodiment of a thousand-beast king, descending upon Chu Feng with unrelenting dominance. Liu Biao, not to be outdone, summoned a storm of blades, each one a dagger of pure energy. Over 1,000 flying swords cut through the air with terrifying precision, a hailstorm of power that could cleave the earth itself. The two forces collided upon the battlefield, an apocalyptic display of martial might. "Strong!" The words escaped involuntarily from the lips of the young man and the alluring young female who had come to witness the fight. Their hearts pounded, terror gripping them. There was no time, no space, to counter such attacks. Survival meant standing behind Chu Feng, clinging to the only figure capable of withstanding such devastation. The young woman's hands gripped his robes, a silent plea for protection against the storm of annihilation. Yet Chu Feng stood motionless. His robes danced violently in the gusts created by the onslaught, his hair snapping in the wind like living serpents. He did not dodge. He did not flee. A faint, confident smile tugged at his lips, a calm in the heart of chaos. And then, his eyes blazed with a sudden, radiant light. Before him, a spirit formation shimmered into existence, translucent and perfect as polished jade, a mirror against the fury of the world. The tiger lunged, the sword surged, and the two attacks smashed into the spirit formation with explosive force. The ground trembled under the sheer impact, yet the formation held, flawless and unyielding, reflecting Chu Feng's indomitable presence. Liu Biao could only stare in disbelief. "Are you even human? How could one possess such mastery?" His fear was raw, unfiltered. In his eyes, Chu Feng was no mere mortal. He was a monster, a demon of power. Chu Feng's lips curved in a bitter smile as he recalled a distant memory, the purple-clad girl, a being far beyond him. To her, he was ordinary. To the world, he was monstrous. The gulf between mortals, he realized, was infinite. Yangzi, consumed by fury at the ineffectiveness of his attack, lunged again, targeting the spirit formation. His strikes, violent as a storm, were rendered useless. Rage consumed him, yet he was impotent. "Time to end this," Chu Feng said, his voice a whisper that carried the weight of inevitability. Lightning coiled around his hands, energy surging into 2 tanic dragons of pure electricity. Their roars split the heavens as they darted toward Yangzi and Liu Biao, heralds of the third thunder style. Though not his strongest, the display was enough to terrify even the most seasoned cultivators. Yangzi's last words were defiant. "Chu Feng, even as a ghost, I will never forgive you." But the thunder dragons knew no mercy. Flesh and spirit were incinerated, leaving no trace, no sound, no corpse, nothing. Liu Biao met the same fate, and Chu Feng's lightning swept through the remaining 3, erasing all evidence of their existence. Only then did he turn to the young man and young woman behind him. "I hope you two will keep this matter secret," he said, voice calm, almost gentle. They bowed solemnly, fear etched into their features. We will not speak a word. Even with his serene smile, the power Chu Feng displayed had planted a seed of dread deep within them. They knew the consequences of revealing this event, trouble beyond reckoning. Silence was survival. But then a voice broke the tense calm. Quite ruthless methods, killing and erasing traces, huh? Chu Feng tensed, eyes narrowing. He spread his spirit power, but the air around him betrayed nothing. From behind a massive stone sculpture, two figures emerged, young men clad in the obsidian garb of the Jie clan. Their presence exuded prestige and lethal grace, a symbol of the pinnacle of world spiritists. Jie clan, whispered the young man and woman behind Chu Feng, astonished. Even the mere mention of the name stirred awe. They were idols among cultivators, legends walking the earth. Chu Feng's gaze hardened like a blade forged in lightning. What are your intentions, hiding in the shadows? The taller of the two smiled faintly. We merely passed by. The battle was entertaining. The shorter one scoffed, disdain dripping from his words. Entertaining? That was just trash from the Azure province, gnawing at each other. Chu Feng's eyes darkened, his birthplace mocked, unacceptable. The shorter Ji clan youth smirked. We are the ladder to heaven. You only look up, never reach. Understand? Disdain radiated from them like a palpable aura. None dared to oppose them, and yet Chu Feng's fists crackled with contained lightning. Whoosh! Without hesitation, he struck, lightning tracing the air as he aimed for the shorter man. The young man detected the attack and countered with his own origin power, palm slapping outward with tremendous force. But Chu Feng's mastery of lightning was beyond anticipation. In a flash, he vanished, reappearing behind his foe. Careful! Yelled the taller Jie youth. Too late. Chu Feng's foot slammed into the waist of the shorter man, sending him sprawling face first into the earth. Damn you! The fallen warrior gasped, but before a curse could leave his lips, Chu Feng's boot descended from above, pressing him fully into the ground. That's a cruel reminder of absolute dominance. To me, Chu Feng, the ladder to heaven is not for looking, he declared, his voice echoing across the valleys, fierce and resolute. It is for stepping upon. The air trembled with an electric tension as Chu Feng's palm unleashed a torrent of lightning energy, striking the Ji clan disciple with merciless precision. Without hesitation, he pressed his foot down upon the fallen youth, a bold display that would have shaken even the bravest of warriors. The impact echoed like thunder through the clearing, a challenge to anyone who dared oppose him. Before him, two figures, one a solidly built young man, the other a young woman of striking beauty, stood frozen, their eyes wide with a mixture of awe and fear. Bound by Chu Feng's formidable power, they were ensnared in the consequences of his confrontation with the Jie clan, helpless to escape the storm they had walked into. Brother, can you show mercy? The taller of the two, a member of the Ji clan, spoke with a voice trembling between respect and desperation. He had chosen caution over pride, sensing that any attack would only bring certain death. Chu Feng's lips curved in a cold smile. If I spare him, would he spare me in return? His tone carried both a question and a subtle warning, like the edge of a sword dancing in the wind. I swear to the heavens, the young man declared, his aura flaring with the force of the sixth level of the origin realm. I, Jie Chuan, take responsibility for today's matter. Should my younger brother, Jie Heng, attempt to trouble you, I shall punish him myself. You need not intervene. Chu Feng's gaze sharpened, the flicker of doubt in his mind. Initially, he had intended to claim both retribution and treasure, certain that these disciples would carry valuable artifacts beyond the reach of his spirit sense. Yet, sincerity shone in Jie Chuan's eyes. His aura, meant not to threaten but to demonstrate the depth of his cultivation, revealed an honest heart willing to bear accountability. Consider this compensation, Jie Chuan said, removing both his own cosmos sac and his brother's, revealing the hidden world spirit compasses within. He handed them to Chu Feng, a gesture both humble and earnest. Chu Feng examined the sacks, noting dozens of origin beads and potent medicinal remedies. To a casual cultivator, these treasures would gleam with immense value, yet to Chu Feng, they were tokens of respect rather than necessity. He accepted the gifts, transferring their contents into his own storage, and returned the empty sacks to their owner. He then extended a hand to lift Ji Heng to his feet. Your elder brother is loyal, he remarked quietly, a subtle nod to the bonds of kinship and duty. But freedom ignited rage. kill you! Jiheng spat, his voice a tempest of anger and defiance. Before Chu Feng could react, a sharp clap resounded, Jichuan's palm striking his brother's cheek, a clear reprimand. Have you not lost enough face? Step aside! With a swift kick, Jiheng was sent hurtling across the ground, the reminder of familial authority enforced with unflinching precision. Though seething, Jiheng dared not resist. Rising silently, he cast a final glare at Chu Feng before retreating. Jichuan offered a light bow, a smile tempered with respect. Thank you for sparing him. While harmony may not yet be achieved, should fate allow our paths to cross again, I will invite you for a drink. And with that, he joined his brother, disappearing into the forest. Chu Feng, you've released a tiger back to its mountain, the well-built man muttered, eyes wide with terror. The young woman, unafraid to voice her thoughts, added, You shouldn't have let them go. Chu Feng's smile was calm, confident. If fear grips you, you may turn back. I can guide your path. The pair hesitated, torn between dread and desire. The allure of the second stage of the trial was irresistible. The promise of a world spirit white cloak, a prize of immense value, outweighed even their fear. They nodded silently, choosing to follow Chu Feng through the treacherous, twisted forest. He moved with caution now, aware that the Jie clan's subtle concealment techniques could still be at play. Though several clan members crossed their path, none dared challenge Chu Feng. Their pride bowed to the overwhelming aura he exuded. Hours passed, the sun dipping low, until finally the forest yielded its exit. Awaiting them were the rewards, a world spirit white cloak and a single spirit fruit seed. Chu Feng held the seed, small yet vibrant, its aura faint yet unmistakably alive. Doubt lingered. Could this fragile object truly restore Egi? Yet the distant Asura ghost tower beckoned, a monolithic silhouette against the twilight, promising transformation for those bold enough to enter. The tower itself was a marvel of ominous beauty, 6 jagged floors rising like teeth from the earth, black as obsidian, but bathed in the dying sun's crimson glow. Though its presence was formidable, it radiated a strange magnetic allure. Here, the third stage awaited, but the entrance remained closed. The aspirants gathered in a waiting plaza until nightfall. The Asura ghost tower, the well-built man murmured, reverence and yearning in his voice. I wish to step inside. The young woman, practical and blunt, struck him lightly. Don't dream of it. Even the first floor's pressure could end your life. Her words silenced him. Only true cultivators could dare its halls. Turning to Chu Feng, she offered her spirit fruit seed with a nod. Third floor is where it grows, branches and leaves. It will increase its worth. The man followed suit, giving his own seed along with directions to his resting place outside the World Spirit Guild. Their gratitude was plain. Chu Feng's guidance had spared them vast expense and ensured safety. As they departed, Chu Feng stepped into the plaza, eyes scanning the gathered cultivators. Darkness crept across the sky, and with it, the moment would come to enter the Asura ghost tower. But before he could take another step, a pair of eyes, sharp and murderous, locked onto him, a silent herald of the challenges yet to come.